Welcome back, everyone. Good to talk to you once again. I hope you all have fantastic day. And yes, I very much would like to feature one game very soon, and also feature this is my newest purchase um, in my um, in my port. Yes, this is a brand new Tier 10 British destroyer gearing. Now, before I'm gonna put my opinion, there are quite significant players, new players, probably does not even know, which type of ships or which nation are the best. I'll make a special video about all tier 10 destroyers. So this is my newest one, and of course, probably if you know by now, it's arm race. Arm race, it's a one game mode, 12 versus 12. You play tier 9 and tier 10 ships, and you buff, and your reload increase, your HP pool increase, your speed sometimes increase, so you become better if you can survive at the end. um, what I'm trying to say is that I have quite a lot of tier 10 destroyer, probably two destroyers which I don't, but roughly I would like to say that I have almost all of them. Kaba, but it's a trash can with worse concealment and worse, rudder shift. That's the only one it's missing. So, guys, what it's daring? Daring has some very good stuff about it, but also some drone. Now, I will feature this ship in arm race in a very good looking battle, and you're gonna definitely see the weakness and the strength. The obvious weakness, and that it's probably one of the biggest weakness Daring has versus anyone else, it's probably one of the slowest beside Harigumo. Harigumo, it's painfully slow. This one, I do believe it takes the cake. You don't have the speed boost. You cannot increase your speed. I have been killed by a hydro cruiser because I could not disengage. I was not fast enough. So probably it's the worst drawn about this ship. It's definitely the limitation of the speed. You cannot move from left and right. You slightly have, and this is kind of important, slightly have more speed than let's say a regular cruiser. What is the damn speed? Equipment? I do honestly believe the speed is 35. You know, a regular cruiser, no matter what cruiser, they all have 32 knots, and some crazy fast Italian and some Soviet cruiser, they will reach close to 36 with speed flag, for crying out loud. So keep that in mind. Some cruisers are faster than you, so all right. So what is going on with what's a very gimmick about this ship? It's of course the guns. The guns are fantastic. If you put, I highly recommend put you this main battery modification too, because then you do have your armament firing at 2.3 seconds. 2.3 seconds, it's absolutely fantastic, and you have decent range. You do not need more than 12.8 kilometers range, because your shells speed are, shells travel, it's 746, so that it's kind of a bad. However, I still feel that they are very workable. Now, your concealment is 6 kilometers, your torpedoes, and that is very important to talk about. It's all about the 62 knots, deal 16,700 damage, and 10 kilometers. They reload pretty painfully bad, and 62 knots is one of the worst tier 10 torpedoes. I will go so far, those, ladies and gents, are Cossacks torpedoes, but Cossack have less. So this is literally a tier 8 of torpedoes, and this is a tier 10 ship. So I very much like to say that everything about this ship is fantastic, beside two things: 1 speed, 2nd torps. You may argue that 10 torps are fine, but remember guys, even the Udaloy, a pure gunboat, a Soviet large ship destroyer, has better torpedo, and I'm talking about way better torpedo than the daring one. Number one, you have much faster, they deal more damage, and you have 15 torps and your pure gunboat. So shall I say there are quite better torpedo boats at tier 10. In my experience, you do not land a lot of torpedoes. Yes, you can have this gimmick with single launch, and that could be very effective if, let's say, someone sailing straight or reverse. However, because of the speed of 662 knots, which is not terrible but definitely not good for any tier 10, there are even Soviets destroyer have faster torps than this one, you know. So keep that in mind. I honestly believe the downside with this ship it's the speed and kind of a questionable tier 8 plus ish torpedoes. The strength about this ship it's, excuse me, large freaking HP pool. And I only have 18 points captain, and Andrew it's probably one of the most badass British captain here. Yes, I do have the survival expert, which I highly recommend. I do have BFT, I do have adrenaline rush and concealment. This is the build I run. Once again guys, this is only 18 points captain. I will level up one day to put and make this Andrew even better. By the way, this is a super duper I do believe I researched one mission and I got this really badass captain. This is super captain. It's by far the best British captain. It does not matter if it's a cruiser or a destroyer or aircraft carrier. When you kill 2 ships, you have a talent. Also, when you receive the Confederate, this beast of a captain reloads those fast firing guns even faster. So it's almost as a Yamamoto's really start kicking your ass when this captain received the Confederate. And also 2 kills. 2 kills you can always receive almost in each and every battle. Almost. I do believe you will get 1 more smoke and 1 more hydro and probably even 1 more heal, which is awesome when you achieve that. But the main gimmick about this ship is that you do have pretty nice good looking chance to kill a lot of destroyers. Probably you don't want to gunfight at long range, Kaba or Harigumo, and probably it's not a smart way to fight Harigumo. And same story with a Kleber. Kleber, you may have chance versus him only when you're decent close and also when you are not too far away, because Kleber will definitely kill you ASAP and most likely torpedo you. The downside, and what should I say, the strength about this ship, it's pretty alright-ish AA and also very maneuverable. It's probably one of the most featuring about the entire British line, very maneuverable and kind of, I forgot, one of the best line to kill a submarine. I mean, sure, you can home those torpedoes, but this, you know, you gain speed in a turn and you have long range hydro. Let's talk about my equipment very fast. This is one I run it, you know, I have no idea, more than 4 minutes or something. I have hydro in 4 minutes. And also the gimmick, it's the smoke. You have 7 smokes, but they are short cooldown. On the other side, you're never gonna stay too long in your smoke, and that reason you're never gonna eat a lot of torps. You have over 4 minutes of hydro, for crying out loud. 3 kilometers for ships and 3 kilometers for the torpedoes. But you really, shall I say, should not rely on your smoke you have I would like to say the Derry, it's jack of all trade, master of none. You're not quite 100% a pure gun boat, you're not a torpedo boat, you're something in between, and I still believe it's a fun. And by the way, guys, latest battle, it was absolutely a blast, and will definitely show you. I will show you this battle in the next video, and this was absolutely hilarious. 13 flyers. You are one of the best destroyer in this game to put your enemy on fire if your RNG on you, and I highly recommend to put everything you got, flags and captain's perk, to make sure your fire will stick, and this is how you kill. I also have 15 planes down. This is tier 10 battle and tier 10 planes, 3 torpedo hits, but this is the gimmick of this ship. 569 hits. Sure, non-pen was close to more than half of them, so this is also kind of a down south. It's because you won't paint a shit. You don't paint any not paint, I'm talking about pen. You'll not pen anything if you don't aim for a superstructure. Your penetration is only 19 millimeters, so keep that in mind. No matter where you shoot, you'll put your enemy on fire, but you'll not do any damage whatsoever if the ship it's a heavy cruiser or a battleship. So keep that in mind. So overall, guys, this was not a regular match. This was whopping 240,000 damage, but most important, this is I was short, damn short, about 3,000 base experience. Very well played for our Thunder, played very well as well. He managed to survive and also managed to do 2,907, so really good. But I also had a huge help from my Brindisi. He helped me a lot, and I was facing Petropavlovsk and also Midway. But once again, guys, 15 planes down, I shot down Thunder 20 and so on. You're not a AA monster, but shall I say you can defend yourself in some way. You're not gonna be a Holland or anything close to even some Soviet destroyers, but this was absolutely hilarious, and one of the highest base experience ever. It's not so crazy easy to face 3,000 base experience. I didn't. I was very short to that. However, I still honestly believe I pull my ass off, and I have a decent success. Once again, if you are in the bad spot and there's someone radar, it's anything you can do beside die, because you cannot disengage fast, and that it's kind of hard to play this one right. Let me know in the comment below, guys, what you think about daring. I would say like this: the entire line are kind of a meh. Yes, you heard me right. I will go to Tech 3. I do not consider this Tech 3 line, the daring line, any great line, and I'll also explain you why. Okay, sorry about that. This is the daring, because in the entire line I only recommend literally 2 ships that I consider them great and pretty much strong in this tier, and the biggest light of all Tech 3 you face from tier 1 all the way to tier 8, it is the Lightning. The Lightning is by far one of the most all-arounder and best tier 8 destroyer in this game. Yes, you heard me right. It's absolutely hilarious. Strong in right hands. I'm not saying it's overpowered in regular Tech 3 ship, but what it can do and what she does, it's absolutely fantastic, and very much like to say in the entire Tech 3 line, if I would say have a keeper, it is definitely the Lightning and of course the Daring. The rest of the Tech 3 line, it's kind of mediocre as best, because even though you're supposed to use your guns, because torpedo all the way to tier 8 are kind of a crap and short range, you're never gonna shoot the damn thing using the guns of all other nation, or sometimes way better. So if you want to have a pure gunboat, go for Soviet, or why not even some US have faster Daka, and overall the whole package of some other nation are way better. Let's say the Japanese has crazy good torpedo, almost in the from the tier 5 all the way to tier 10, but the British one is shall I say, you can call them average, but the lighting, it's special. Lighting and daring are for me a keeper. So guys, let me know in the comment below. I will definitely talk about different nation and different tier 10, which what should I say, which destroyer are the best, which nation are the best. It's of course up to your playstyle, but for me, definitely I would like to say that the British are very interesting. I'm not saying they are easy to play, but they are very strong if you can manage to know their quirk. And one of the biggest quirk and kind of a strong, I kind of mentioned, probably, yes, I did mention, they are the best destroyer to deal with other submarines. They are number one submarine killers, thanks to the hydro and a crazy maneuver. I mean, if you are a submarine, think, oh, there's a lightning, let's go and home torpedo. I mean, he can circle on the dime, and once the torpedoes are, pass away without harming, then it's the submarine's turn to die. Because, what the hell can you hide? There's a hydro up there, and it's absolutely a murder machine with those, shall I call, dive bombs, submarines armament. They are fantastic. This combo, guys, it's absolutely one of the best nations to take care of business versus submarines. I do not fear them as much. And same story in some way, or even stronger with the German ones, with even larger and bigger hydro. But this hydro you have for a longer period, and you turn on dime. You are the best consumer. This is kind of forgot to mention. The light has 5.5 kilometers. The submarine has way bigger, larger than 5.5, which basically you will outspot the submarine before outspot you, which basically means if you know your position, submarine has a couple seconds until he can do something about it before he dies. This is the reason I'm saying, and you also have the hydro and, pretty damn maneuverable ships. So overall, I still honestly believe there are better nations to do torpedo and gunboats fighting. However, chasing a submarine or kill a submarine, it's probably one of the quirk and special features of this nation. And I'm not talking about the tier 8, I'm talking about entire line, all the way from tier 6 all the way to tier 10. So guys, I will definitely talk about the daring and lightning later on. But for now, guys, stay tuned, because I will talk about this arm race, which epic, close to 3,000 base experience and over 500 Daka hits. It was just hilarious, and still believe it's one of the strongest in arm race because it has a lot of quirks. I'm talking about the daring. Guys, thanks guys for watching, and always captains, fair seas, and goodbye.